Next part we're going to work on is the welt pockets for the side fronts. So this is the option for the welt pockets. You can also just do the straight side pockets. Those are probably a little bit easier, but I want to show you how I do the welt pockets. First, take your main pocket piece, the one that has this opening, and on the wrong sides, you're gonna iron on the interfacing. So make sure you pay attention to which side has the little dots and is rougher than the other. That one goes down. Many times I've ironed the interfacing directly to my iron. It's a real sticky mess. Oh, I had both of these pieces, by the way. Set those aside. We're going to do similar. This is our piece. Just like that. I marked it with the chalk. And we're going to iron on. It actually doesn't work. Okay, so on the right side, we're just going to mark our pocket opening. Then we're going to take it over to our machine. We're going to start sewing somewhere along one of these straight lines, come to the corner, pivot, pivot again, and go all the way around in a nice sharp rectangle.
Here's my ticket, Jen.
Okay, so after you've sewn that rectangle around, you're going to kind of fold it up and just snip it a little bit, then open it back out and cut this open, stop a little short and be out. Use some really sharp scissors and get really close to your corner. Just right up to the very corner. And then continue to cut to the other side. Clip it all the way to the corner. The more accurate you are here, the better your welt pocket's gonna look. Pocket. Careful not to cut any of the rest of your pocket when you're doing this. Just cut through those layers. If you have really thick fabric, you can leave a bigger triangle by stopping a little bit earlier. The key though is to make sure you cut all the way to the corner. But your triangle can be a little bit bigger if you have really thick fabric. Okay? So after you've done that, then we're gonna press. I find you're eventually gonna tuck this in there, but I find it easier to go ahead while it's in this position and press that a little bit. Tuck a pocket through, push it through. Pull it out. Fold that edge under. And really do a good job pressing here. Again, the more accurate you are on this, the more carefully you press and clip those corners, the better looking welt you're gonna have. So I have pressed this edge, and this edge really good. And then if you'll notice, I pressed that over to the side. We're going to end up folding it back only enough to cover up this raw edge. Or not raw edge, but that finished edge. That finished edge. Again, take some time to press. And I'm going to come and pinch. I'm going to do that for now. I'm going to pinch just this section. You can see the little triangle right there that we cut. I'm going to pinch all of those layers together, just like that, and take my pen and pin it. And I'm going to stitch right across there, catching all of those layers. And I'm going to do the same for the other side. It really helps if you press this really good, so it kind of stays in place. Stitch right across there. And then we're going to do the same for the other side. Okay, so after you have top stitched around the pocket opening, you can lay it down on your work surface with right sides down. Locate your pocket lining piece. And lay it on top of the pocket, right sides. My lining is wrinkly. Just gonna iron it. Just like that. And then you're gonna want to stitch or pin and then stitch right along this edge right here. And if you top stitch it, there's not gonna be a lot of room to work with. Top stitching isn't necessary on this welt pocket if you did a good job at tacking down those little V's. So you don't have to do it, but it looked good on this coat, and this coat presses well, this fabric presses well, so I thought I would do it. So we're going to take that over to the machine and stitch down that line, but make sure that you're only stitching across the seam allowance and not on the actual front. So pinch that front piece or the side away, that side front away, and make sure you only stitch down those two seams or those layers. Okay, so after you have stitched the pocket lining onto the pocket, just along that edge right there, then you're gonna lay it out again, pin it into place, and stitch all around the edge and across the bottom right here. You can serge this or just do it with a regular sewing machine. It's all going to be inside the lining, so the raw edges won't show. But if you just stitch it with a regular machine, it's a good idea to go back a second time and reinforce the stitch, because you don't want to a hole in your pocket. You don't want a hole in your pocket.